The wealthy man placed $10,000 on the table. If the vegetarian girl would eat the steak, the 10 grand would be hers. Tempted by the money, the girl chose to abandon her beliefs. The rich man kept his word and had his butler hand over the $10,000 to the girl. At that moment, the wealthy man noticed that Mike, sitting nearby, was only drinking water instead of alcohol. Mike explained that he had killed his wife in a car accident 16 years ago while drunk driving and hadn't touched a drop of alcohol since. The rich man smiled meaningfully, then had his butler place another $10,000 on the table. He announced that if Mike would abandon his principles just like the girl had, he could earn the same $10,000. Seeing how firmly Mike held to his convictions, the butler brought out an additional $40,000. Combined with the previous $10,000, that made $50,000 total. All Mike had to do was take one sip of the whiskey in front of him, and he could walk away with the 50 grand on the table. Eventually, Mike gave in to the money and broke the promise he'd kept for so long. Nobody can resist the temptation of money. If they can, it just means you haven't offered enough. Seeing that even a 16-year commitment could be abandoned for cash, the wealthy man wondered what money couldn't buy. He announced that anyone willing to participate in his game could win $20 million if they emerged victorious. The rules were simple, he explained, giving an example. He turned to Travis and asked, "Would you rather kiss Aretha or Pete?" That was the rich man's game. He then emphasized one crucial rule. Players had only 15 seconds to make their choice. Anyone who failed to decide within the time limit would be considered a loser and face the corresponding punishment. Once the game began, no one could quit midway, or the consequences would be severe. The wealthy man officially started the game. The butler then wheeled in a device covered with black cloth. When it was unveiled, everyone was horrified to discover it was an electric shock machine. The game clearly wasn't going to be as simple as they'd imagined. Seeing this situation, Mike immediately stood up. He wanted to take his $50,000 in cash and quit the competition, but he had forgotten the rule the rich man had just announced. Once the game begins, there's no backing out.